There's more good news to report from last week's election. Major changes coming to Congress and individual states. There's movement on marriage equality in Japan and next week in Taiwan. And a group of LGBTQ migrants fleeing violence has arrived at the border, and now they need America's help. We'll have the week's top LGBT news and actions you can take on Weekly Debrief. Weekly Debrief supported by viewers like you who pledge $1 or more a month on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/mattbaum or click the link in the description to check out the backer rewards. A week on and the election's blue wave is getting even bluer. Or deeper, or however you want to describe it. There's more good news to report every day, with some races taking a little extra time to call. A large number of homophobic politicians have been voted out. Among them, Dana Rohrabacher, a Ronald Reagan ally who was instrumental in worsening the HIV epidemic in the 1980s. In Minnesota, Jason Lewis, who compared gay people to rapists, lost to a lesbian mom. In California, anti-gay legislator Stephen Knight lost to Katie Hill, a nonprofit director who's also bisexual. In Texas, Pete Sessions, who mocked the Pulse shooting, was defeated by a civil rights attorney, and that's just a small sampling of the adversaries to whom we'll be saying goodbye. They'll be replaced by numerous queer politicians. Kyrsten Sinema will become the second queer person in the Senate. In Colorado, Jared Polis will become the country's first openly gay governor. And there's great news in Kansas, where not only did Sharice Davids win her race, but Laura Kelly will become governor. That's great news because Kelly will be able to reinstate non-discrimination protections that were invalidated by previous Republican administrations. Trump allies eliminated those protections several years ago, but Kelly has promised to restore them, making it illegal to fire or harass or discriminate against someone on the basis of sexual orientation. There's big news overseas as well. In Japan, organizers have filed multiple lawsuits challenging the country's ban on marriage equality. Plaintiffs have endured hardships like deportation or being forced to close a family business because they were unable to access the same benefits as married straight couples. And Taiwan will vote on marriage equality very soon as well. That's on November 24th. Here in the Americas, numerous LGBTQ migrants have just reached the border to seek asylum from violence that includes sexual assault, mutilation, and even beheadings. They face a very difficult legal situation in the US, but they face something far worse if they can't find safety here. Those folks are being helped by the nonprofit Al Otro Lado, which provides legal assistance with asylum, immigration, and reunification. This week's action item is to head over to alotrolado.org, where you can connect with them on social media, donate, and volunteer to help queer folks in need. As always, let me know about stories that need covering at Matt Baum on Twitter and in the YouTube comments. Thanks to everyone who makes Weekly Debrief possible with the pledge of $1 or more a month on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum or click the link in the description to check out the backer rewards, and I'll debrief you next week.